Alright guys, we are round baling Thursday, July 16th. We got this little field down here. It's about 4 acres. Mowed this on Sunday, maybe Monday morning. I think I mowed it Monday morning. Anyway, we still got the haze in the sky. I don't know if the camera will show it or, but still have the smoke in the sky. Air quality warning. I had the drone with me. I brought it over to the field, but I left it on the 4-wheeler. I don't think the drone would like the amount of light. I think it probably wants a little bit more, be a little bit brighter out. I'm not sure, but and being a smaller field, I don't know if it would. I've never flown it down here in this field. It's a pretty small field, so it probably wouldn't work out too well. It would be, you know, constantly close to the trees, so I decided not to try it. So I just got this, and then I got to go over by my pond. I've got about 5 acres over there to do, and then I have the next part. The pond's probably what is it, 20 something acres total around by the pond, but I do it in sections, and trying to get this bale somewhere halfway decent. It'll probably roll down in the woods, but I don't want to have it right in front of my windrow. So I do the pond in sections. I have one section, it's probably about 5, maybe 6 acres. Got that all mowed. Must have mowed that Monday too. And then I have the next section. I went around the outside. I think I might have read it around 6 times, and I have that saved for tomorrow. There's a chance. It says, I don't know. It's weird. It says there's what, 80% chance of rain tomorrow, but then if you check the hourly, it doesn't show rain until what I saw, 5 o'clock in the morning Saturday. So I'm not sure whether it changed since I checked it this morning or not, but Laney has a softball tournament. First game's tomorrow night, Friday, at 7 o'clock, and then they have an 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock game on Saturday, and then they have bracket play on Sunday, which Sunday is when you lose, you're done. So I wasn't planning on doing hay all weekend anyway. You know, there's a chance if I mow more tomorrow, I could maybe bale some hay Sunday afternoon, or if it's going to stay nice till Monday, If it's going to stay, you know, halfway decent Sunday and be nice Monday, then I'll most definitely mow more tomorrow and either bale it Sunday or Monday. But have that piece over by the pond. That'll be the last field on the home farm. And then I have to go to my lease property on the neighbors. I think is about 70, maybe not quite that, maybe 60 acres. It used to be more, but I don't do as much as I used to over there. Some of it's really steep. one part was used to do as a triangle, about like this, and actually upside down, so the point was at the bottom. And since I used to do it on shears, and I used to bale that field. We got like, most we probably ever got off of was maybe six bales. Steep, hard to mow, hard to rake, hard to bale, hard to get the bales, haul the bales out of there. So then when I got where I don't do it on shears anymore, I just pay him for the hay. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that field anymore. When you're doing it on shears, you get 20, you get 75% of everything or whatever, however you do it. You want to get as many as you can. We also had more, well, I'm not sure. I think we had more cows back then, but and the hay in the field, the hay wasn't all that great anyway. So I quit doing it. I think they bush hog it. It's one of those fields that you see it and you're like, how did you end up with this field, right? And I mean, there's a fence there where there's a pasture next to it. What used to be a pasture, but so I have to go over there. Depending on the weather, I figure it's probably about a 4 days of baling. So if we get the good weather, you can almost mow one day, bale the next day. But mowing is, mowing for me is kind of like the bottleneck. That's what takes me the longest. You got to get a lot of hay down, and then the neighbor, they're two brothers, and they will, if they're not working, they'll run the round baler. So that helps, because then if they're gonna, if they bail, and once I get done raking, I can jump back on the mower and mow more. But usually they both bail at least part of a day. Usually works out that way. So have to go over there, do that. Then my other property, my other lease property, my one neighbor's helping me do it. He's got part of it done already, and I hope he just go ahead and finishes it. So I have not worked on the elevator yet. I looked at it yesterday. The more I think about it, the more I'm just going to try to make it so it is permanently locked at one height, or at least has a safety feature of some kind to hold it at that height. So in other words, you could go higher, but it wouldn't be able to drop down lower than the height. Because we used to put hay in the horse barn and the beef barn. Now the horse barn, the elevator had to be higher for it. The beef barn being a bank barn, the elevator can't be higher because the bank barn has, a ramp going into it. It has too much slope, and you don't want to drop them in there any farther up than you have to. And if we were going to fill the beef barn right to the top of the rafters, we might need it to be higher to do that, but we haven't done that in a while either. So I'm not real concerned about that. I think if I get it set so we used to fill my aunt's barn, and we would set it at, a little bit different height to do that too. But we don't do that anymore either, so I'm not too worried about it. I think I'm gonna get it so it's up in the air about 10 or 12 feet, and figure out a way to try to get it to stay there. So like the cable goes through a pulley, and the pulley, that's what pulls it up. So one idea that I had was to take and put a loop, which it has a loop on the cable, where the strap, I'll do a video, but where the strap hooks to it, there's a loop, and then the strap has a big hook with a safety clasp that's in the loop. So one idea is to get it up, get that cable through that pulley, and then put the loop in the cable big enough that it won't go through the pulley, and make that short enough that it won't go through the pulley, so if it starts to come down, it hits that and it won't go any farther. That is my idea. Now, can you do that with, you know, can you do it with cable clamps or what? I was thinking that they make, you know, cable clamps, they have the ones where you have the little bolts and you tighten them up that way. That's what it has on it now. And I'm thinking, you know, I don't know if the ones, if it, I don't know if it slipped out of the clamps or not. If it did, it slipped out of 2 clamps, but that seems, to me, seems a little bit on the unbelievable side, right? So I think I've seen where they have clamps where you put the cable in there and you pound them, and they have like teeth, and they just grab right a hold of it, kind of like a sinker that you put on fishing line. And that would be what I would want to do, and then just have it big enough, so have a loop in it big enough so that that loop catches in that pulley and it won't go through. So then if it happens to whatever happens, so the other problem is it came off the track, and so I don't know if it came off the track and that forced the cable to break, or it cable broke and it dropped and it came out of the track when it dropped. I think the cable broke and it came out of the track when it dropped, but I'm not positive. But I just want to have some sort of, you know, we had trouble with it before. We had trouble with the crank. The crank broke one time, well, more than once, and it dropped the elevator. So I think I would like to just make it so it's pretty much, I mean, I don't want to weld it and make it so it's permanent, but I want to make it so that it doesn't go any lower. And on the outside, you can adjust the tracks. So you can adjust the tracks up and down a little bit. And I might just put them down a little bit, which would make it so it only goes to a certain height. But and then, you know, maybe make it so that cable doesn't go through, and then come up with some kind of leg or something that holds it, so you have kind of like a safety, you know, to catch it in case it does, in case anything else does break. So you'd have basically get the track situated, do the cable as short as possible, and then have some kind of a safety arm or leg that if the cable fails, that'll catch it. So I don't want it to fall anymore. I don't want to have to pick it up again, right? But I am sore, and but I'm thrilled that it, you know, wasn't one of the kids that was helping that got under it, and it wasn't one of my kids that got under it. You know, it might have killed, you know, my kids aren't very big, it might have killed one of them, you know. I got lucky that I had my head down, because my head didn't get hit at all. I didn't have a bruise on my head. So I was bent over far enough that it just smushed me right down. But, you know, I'm just grateful that one of the kids didn't get under it. We'll figure it out. We'll fix it. Of course, my dream has always been to add on to the beef barn and put in a mount conveyor and elevator. And I saw there's one for sale on Marketplace right now. And then have a different place to unload wagons on the end of the barn and run them up in. Oh, there goes my camera. Camera on the back fell off. Let's see if we can. Oh. suction cup fell off. It opened up and everything. Well, the latch. I guess the latch is broke. I wonder if it's been working anyway. Well, guess we'll have to quit using that camera. The little door latch broke. So I guess we'll put that one away and we'll just use the one camera. We'll finish up the video with one camera. Suction cup was off of there before. I have a tether on it, so it was hanging by the tether. We'll just take that off and throw the tether back outside. I do not round bale with the window open on this tractor and round bale. The round baler throws so much dust, it's not even funny. It is a dusty machine. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix that. My other camera, I have another camera, but for some reason the Bluetooth controller quit working with that camera. I don't know why, but it didn't quit working, but it says, it will constantly say Bluetooth controller connected, Bluetooth controller disconnected, and it will do that over and over and over, and I think it still works, even though it keeps saying it's disconnected, but it's just annoying that it does that, and I'm not sure why. I went through and tried to update it a while ago, because I noticed it back when I was doing something with a skid steer, and I went through and updated it and tried to get it. I thought, well, it's got to be an update. I asked customer support a little bit, but never really got an answer there. So I do use it, but I don't use it with the remote as much. I usually use it on the tripod. So this camera that I just was on the fender there, the little latch on the door is broken. Must be, I don't know if that, I guess I did break that when I didn't realize that was broke it when I put it on. I didn't realize that was the actual, I thought it was still latch. I thought the latch was at the top and it broke on the bottom. So I thought it was still latched, but it was just open right now. Luckily the battery was still in there. The battery, but once the door opens, the battery could fall out. As long as the battery still make a connection, it would still be recording, but I might end up just, I might be able to switch the doors. I think you can get new doors for them. And I have the other camera, maybe I'll just switch the doors. I've been wanting to get another camera also, so if you don't know anything about the DJI cameras, they're the best. I mean, I've never used the Insta ones. I used the GoPros. DJIs are way better than GoPros, but the Bluetooth controller right here, you can wear it on your wrist. You can control up to 16 cameras at the same time. Has multi-camera operation and single camera operation. And once you get it installed, you just turn it on. Now today I had to tell it that camera wasn't on, so it connected to the other one. So then I had to you hold the two buttons down, and it was in single mode for that camera. and you just hold the 2 buttons down and put it in multi-camera, and it picked both cameras up. It tells you how many it's connected to, and it said connected to 2, then I know it's good to go. And also I have the microphone right here. Now I've seen a lot of videos where people wear it on their hat. Some people wear it right here. I don't like it right here. I had it right here when I first came out, before I started filming. And I thought, man, I'm gonna get all sweaty. And then I went to take it out and I pulled my hair, so I didn't really like that. I don't really like it on the collar like this because it's just a t-shirt collar, and it kind of flops around, and I guess it could stretch the collar out a little bit. I'd rather have a, you know, if it's on I clip it on my Carhartt, I like that. It is magnetic too. I don't know if the magnet's on there or not, but they do have a magnet that you can put on them. But you have to have it close enough that it works well, right? I know somebody, is it Brock from Rock Hill Farms that puts it on the brim of his hat? I just watched a video, but everything Elliot, he had it on the back here on the side of his hat. Trying to get this bale away from this partial windrow here. Had a little trouble making a turn with the rake right here and messed up the windrow. One of the only things I don't like about my Tonetti is it does not pick the wheels up real high. So when you're doing the inside and you get done with your inside, say you have short windrows inside, and you get done in there and you want to come out, I mean, this hay's not even all that thick. You can't, it doesn't have enough clearance to get over top of the windrows. Been looking at rakes. I always look at rakes. I think I like the Kuhn the best. I'm probably, next time I'm in the market for a rake, I'm probably going to get a Kuhn. But the DJI cameras that I use, the one that's on me is the DJI Action 5. And the one that was on the fender is a DJI Action 4. They're almost the same camera. They're very similar. Action 5 has scan mode where you can actually move side to side in front of it, and it will actually follow you a little bit. I've never really noticed it in a video. So if I'm going to do something where, if you've seen it, where I had the camera set up on a tripod, and I'm like talking to the camera, I use that one for that. I never really noticed where it made much of a difference. So and then now they have DJI has the Osmo Action 6 is out. Probably the 7's getting ready to come out. But if I get another one, I'll probably just get another Action 4. They do everything that I need them to do, as long as they connect to the microphone and the Bluetooth controller. That's all I really care about. I mean, I run the videos on, I don't know, whatever, 1080p or whatever. I watched the video and somebody said how to set the cameras up, and I went through and set them all up, and I haven't touched them since. I think I have them set on steady, and then 1080p or whatever for filming, because that's what's better recommended for YouTube. H.264, and I set them all up, and I haven't touched them as far as the settings go. And very rarely, I don't ever take pictures with them. The only pictures I've ever taken with them have been on accident. So they're pretty cool though. I've had a lot of good luck with them. 2 Action 4s and 1 Action 5, and maybe tonight I'll pull up the old YouTube and see if I can figure out how to switch the door from one to the other, or maybe I'll try the Bluetooth controller on the other one first and see if I can get it to work better, and then if I can't get that to work, then I'll probably see if I can find a video on how to switch the door. And then the microphone, this is the Mic 2. I have the one that came with the transmitter and then, or the box, the transmitter box, and then 2 radios, or 2 microphones. I only ever use one microphone at a time. I have one so it automatically connects to my Action 5, and the other one automatically connects to the Action 4. I've never used 2 microphones, and I've never used the box, the transmitter. They call that the transmitter, or this the transmitter? I've never even had the box part out of the case. I don't use 2 microphones, but it's nice to have a backup if you need one. Drop this one a little bit here. It'll probably roll a little bit. So we're just gonna bale this up and go over and bale the other field, and then see what the weather does. The sun was out a little bit more a little while ago, but I don't think the haze is going to clear out anytime soon. Could smell it pretty bad, actually. It smells like somebody burning trash. You can smell it as soon as you walk out of the house. You could smell it if you have your windows closed. If you don't have your windows closed, you can smell it in the house. But this hay's been laying here for, well, I mowed it Monday, so today would be the 4th day. So I mean, it's dry. There's some green wads in it when I raked it, but it doesn't look like it has any green wads in it now. And yesterday I never even looked at the counter when I started making bales, so I don't even know how many I made yesterday, and I didn't look at it today because I don't know what it said yesterday anyway. So I'm not really I don't really care about how many I make in a day. I just want the total for the year. So the better answer, you ask me, how many bales you make? All of them, right? That's the answer that I care about. But somebody said, well, you probably shouldn't be baling hay. Your elevator fell on you and you're sore. Well, yeah, I am sore, and it's not the most comfortable ride right now. I'm trying to hold myself straight so I don't wiggle too much. Wiggling is what's uncomfortable. But I have hay to bale, and I don't have any help. If Rachel was here, Rachel would be baling. I wouldn't even have to ask her. She'd be like, I'll bale hay. She would probably, she never raked. She might have learned this, this might have been one where she might have learned how to rake, but if not, she would have probably said, you go rake it, you tell me when the baler's ready, and I'll bale. No doubt about it. But she's not here, and I don't have anybody else, so it's me or nobody, right? And it's probably going to take me, I don't know if I'm going to be baling 3 hours, maybe. I don't know. Not too long. So, I mean, if I had to come out and, I have 10 acres maybe. If I had 20 or 30, I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't even want to start, Well, that's a lot of riding in the tractor when you're not comfortable as it is. But that's why I didn't rake the other part, to have the field where I went around the big part over there by the pond. I went around 6 times. That's when the game commission showed up with the bear, and then I didn't go back. Actually baled instead of going back to. That was when I baled the square bales. So I could have raked it today and baled it today, and I don't really care to do that today. So, but if I was, be honest with you, if I wasn't sore, the plan was to do square bales yesterday and today. And if I wasn't, if I couldn't square bale and I wasn't sore, I'd have baled a lot more yesterday. But we're just cruising along, 4 mile an hour. Yeah, right there, that bump right there hurts right in here. I'm gonna make the turn. Just skim the top of the bale with the loader. Thought I had the loader locked, but I only had it locked partially. Now it's up a little bit too high. I like to put it up high enough that I don't have to worry about if it accidentally lowers. But I don't like it bothering my line of sight, especially when I'm going downhill. But anyway, guys, we're gonna probably call that a video. Round baling, July 16th. Should be square baling, but we're round baling. Elevator video with an elevator fix video is probably coming up pretty soon. I don't know if we'll start to work on it tomorrow or it'll wait till Saturday. I kind of got to get an idea of what I'm going to do with the cable so that I can figure out what kind of clamp or whatever I'm going to use and get some kind of idea about some sort of safety leg. But we'll save that for another one. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more from Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins. I'm Jared. Have a great day.